Imagine standing at the foot of a towering mountain, its peak hidden behind layers of mist and uncertainty. The climb seems impossible, and yet deep within, there's a voice urging you to take the first step. This mountain isn't just a metaphor, it's the uncharted terrain of your own mind, a landscape shaped by fears, doubts, and patterns that keep you anchored in place. Overcoming you invites you to embark on the most challenging and rewarding journey of all, the journey to master yourself. This isn't a guide to fixing what's broken. It's a roadmap to uncovering the power and potential that already exist within you, waiting to be unleashed. Are you ready to confront the mountain and discover the strength you've always had? Chapter 1. Facing the Mountain. Standing at the base of a mountain, you might feel a mixture of awe and fear. It's a natural response to the unknown, to the daunting climb that lies ahead. Yet, what if the most significant mountain you'll ever face isn't made of stone, but of habits, thoughts, and beliefs that have quietly accumulated over time? This mountain exists within you, a formidable, often invisible barrier that stands between where you are and where you want to be. To move forward, you must first face it. Self-sabotage is a paradox. Why would we, with all our desires and dreams, be our own worst enemy? The answer often lies in patterns deeply rooted in our psyche, operating beneath the surface. Self-sabotage doesn't announce itself loudly. It sneaks in through procrastination, perfectionism, and excuses that sound reasonable, but are ultimately restrictive. Perhaps you've noticed yourself setting ambitious goals, only to abandon them when progress becomes uncomfortable. Or maybe you've stayed in situations that no longer serve you, convincing yourself it's safer than risking the unknown. These behaviors aren't random. They're coping mechanisms born out of fear, doubt, or past wounds. They're like anchors tied to your feet as you attempt to climb, keeping you grounded in a place of familiarity, even when it's no longer where you want to be. Recognizing self-sabotage is the first step toward transformation. It requires you to be brutally honest with yourself, peeling back the layers of denial and justification to see how you've been complicit in your stagnation. It's not about blame, but awareness. Until you understand the ways you stand in your own way, you can't begin to move past them. Patterns are like grooves in a record, directing the music of your life in predictable, repetitive ways. Some patterns serve you. They help you stay disciplined, focused, or connected to others. But others become traps, looping the same outcomes again and again, no matter how much you wish for change. Take a moment to reflect. Do you often abandon projects before they reach completion? Are your relationships marked by recurring conflicts or disappointments? Do you find yourself making the same resolutions year after year, only to fall back into old habits? These patterns aren't accidents. They're deeply ingrained habits of thought and behavior, often formed in response to early experiences. For instance, if you grew up feeling unworthy of love or success, you might unconsciously create situations that affirm those beliefs. You stay in jobs where you're undervalued, or you avoid taking risks that could lead to failure, but also to growth. The challenge is that these patterns often operate on autopilot. You act without questioning why, repeating behaviors that feel familiar, even if they lead to frustration or pain. Recognizing these patterns requires stepping back and observing your life as though you're an outsider. What do you see? What themes keep recurring? One of the most powerful ways to uncover these patterns is through reflection. Journaling can be an invaluable tool for this purpose. Ask yourself, what are the moments I feel most stuck or frustrated? What excuses do I use to justify not pursuing my goals? How do I react to failure or setbacks? The answers may not come easily, but they will come with persistence. Over time, you'll begin to see the threads connecting your actions, emotions, and outcomes. Perhaps the most insidious force holding you back is fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change itself. Fear whispers that it's better to stay where you are, even if it's uncomfortable, because at least it's known. Climbing your internal mountain requires acknowledging this fear without letting it dictate your choices. To face fear, you must first understand it. Fear isn't your enemy. It's a signal, a protector trying to keep you safe from perceived threats. But while fear is excellent at keeping you from physical danger, it often misfires when it comes to emotional or psychological risks. It sees growth as a threat because growth requires stepping into the unknown. The key is to develop a new relationship with fear. Instead of fighting it or ignoring it, listen to what it's trying to tell you. Then, remind yourself that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. The journey to self-transformation doesn't begin with dramatic changes or grand gestures. It starts with a decision, a commitment to face the mountain within you, no matter how daunting it appears. This decision is an act of courage, a declaration that you're no longer content to live at the mercy of old patterns and self-imposed limitations. Begin with small, deliberate steps. Identify one area of your life where you feel stuck. Observe your behaviors and thoughts in that area without judgment. Set an intention to explore, understand, and eventually overcome the barriers you uncover. Facing the mountain is not a one-time act, but a continual process of self-awareness and self-compassion. There will be moments when you want to turn back, when the climb feels too steep or the summit too far away. In those moments, remember, every step you take is progress, no matter how small. Transformation is not about reaching the top overnight. It's about committing to the climb, knowing that each moment of effort brings you closer to the life you desire. And as you face your mountain, you'll discover something extraordinary. The strength to overcome it has been within you all along. Chapter 2. Mapping the Path Forward. Every great journey begins with a map. Without one, you risk wandering aimlessly, losing your way in the twists and turns of uncertainty. Yet when it comes to the journey of self-transformation, the map isn't drawn on paper or etched into stone. It's charted within your mind and heart. To move forward with purpose, you must first map your inner landscape, uncovering your triggers, understanding your fears, and envisioning the destination you aspire to reach. Imagine driving a car on a scenic route, only to find your hands involuntarily tightening on the wheel every time you approach a curve. Your body reacts instinctively, bracing for danger, even if the road is safe. Triggers work the same way in your emotional world. They are the moments, words, or situations that evoke a disproportionate response, anger, sadness, or fear, because they tap into unresolved wounds or deeply ingrained beliefs. Triggers are powerful, but they are not inherently negative. Like warning lights on a dashboard, they alert you to areas that need attention. The problem arises when you let triggers steer your life without understanding why they exist. To identify your triggers, reflect on moments when your emotional response seems stronger than the situation warrants. What types of situations make you feel defensive or overwhelmed? Are there recurring themes in your reactions to certain people or environments? When was the last time you felt deeply uncomfortable, and what prompted it? Once you've identified your triggers, dig deeper into the fears behind them. Fear is often the root cause of our most persistent challenges. For example, if criticism triggers anger or anxiety, the underlying fear might be of inadequacy or rejection. If you avoid taking risks, it may stem from a fear of failure or even success. Facing these fears is an act of courage. Write them down, name them, and look at them with curiosity instead of judgment. Fear thrives in the shadows, but when exposed to the light of awareness, it begins to lose its grip. If triggers and fears represent the obstacles on your map, your vision is the destination. But here's the paradox. Most people spend more time planning their vacations than envisioning the life they truly want. Without a clear vision, you risk climbing someone else's mountain or pursuing goals that don't align with your deepest values. Clarifying your vision requires stepping beyond vague desires. I want to be happy, or I want to be successful, are admirable goals, but they lack the specificity needed to guide your journey. Instead, ask yourself, What does happiness look like in my daily life? What kind of success feels meaningful to me? How do I want to feel when I wake up in the morning or reflect on my day at night? This isn't about creating a rigid plan. It's about connecting with your inner compass. Think of it as designing a mental blueprint, a guide to help you navigate challenges and opportunities with a sense of purpose. One powerful exercise for clarifying your vision is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal life in vivid detail. Where are you living, and what does your environment feel like? How do you spend your time, and who do you share it with? What emotions dominate your days? Peace, joy, fulfillment? As you visualize, pay attention to what resonates deeply with you. Write down these insights, not as a to-do list, but as a reflection of the life you want to create. A vision, no matter how inspiring, is meaningless without action. Yet many people find themselves stuck between desire and execution, unsure how to bridge the gap. This is where mapping the path forward becomes crucial. Start by breaking your vision into smaller, actionable steps. If your ultimate goal is to live a healthier life, for example, focus on one habit at a time: drinking more water, walking for 15 minutes a day, or preparing nutritious meals. These steps might seem small, but they create momentum and build confidence. It's equally important to align your actions with your values. Ask yourself, does this decision bring me closer to the life I want to create? Am I acting out of fear or alignment with my true self? When your actions align with your vision, each step becomes more meaningful. Even setbacks or detours feel purposeful because they are part of a larger journey. As you map your path forward, remember that no map can predict every obstacle or twist in the road. Life is inherently uncertain, and transformation is not a linear process. There will be moments of doubt when the path ahead feels unclear, and you're tempted to turn back. In these moments, trust that you don't need to see the entire route to take the next step. The map you're creating isn't static, it evolves as you grow. Embrace flexibility and resilience as part of your journey. Mapping the path forward is, at its core, an act of reclaiming your power to choose. You are no longer bound by the patterns and fears that once dictated your life. Each decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to align with your vision and move closer to the person you want to become. As you take these steps, remember, transformation is not about perfection, but progress. The path forward is yours to create, one intentional choice at a time. Trust in your ability to navigate it, and the mountain you once feared will become a landscape of possibility. Chapter 3. The Weight of the Climb. Every mountain has its steep slopes and rocky paths, sections where every step feels heavier and every breath is a struggle. These are the moments that test not just your strength, but your resolve. On the journey of self-transformation, these challenges take the form of limiting beliefs and emotional roadblocks. They are the invisible burdens you carry, weighing you down and making the climb feel impossible. But it's precisely in these moments of struggle that you have the greatest opportunity to grow stronger. Limiting beliefs are the chains that bind you to the base of your mountain. They are the stories you've told yourself, or absorbed from others, about who you are and what you're capable of. Often, they masquerade as truths, but in reality, they are distortions shaped by fear, failure, or the influence of others. Consider these common limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. It's too late for me to change. These beliefs don't appear out of nowhere. They often take root in childhood, born from experiences of criticism, rejection, or failure. Over time, they become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you're not good enough, you may avoid opportunities where you could excel. If you believe you'll fail, you might not try at all. The first step in addressing limiting beliefs is to recognize them for what they are: assumptions, not facts. Challenge them by asking yourself, where did this belief come from? Is there evidence to support it or to contradict it? How would my life be different if I no longer believed this? Reframing limiting beliefs requires practice. When a negative thought arises, replace it with a more empowering one. For example, instead of, "I'm not good enough," affirm, "I am capable of learning and growing." Over time, these new beliefs will begin to take root, lightening the mental weight you carry. Emotions are like weather on your mountain, sometimes calm and clear, sometimes stormy and unpredictable. While emotions are a natural part of the human experience, they can become roadblocks when they overwhelm you or keep you stuck in patterns of avoidance or reaction. Think about the emotions that frequently arise when you try to make changes in your life. Fear, frustration, doubt, or guilt often surface as you push beyond your comfort zone. These emotions aren't inherently bad. They are signals, alerting you to areas that need attention or healing. The challenge is to navigate them without letting them derail your progress. One effective way to address emotional roadblocks is through mindfulness. When a strong emotion arises, pause and observe it without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where is this emotion coming from? What is it trying to tell me? For example, if you feel fear when considering a new opportunity, it might be signaling that you value security or that you doubt your readiness. Understanding the message behind the emotion allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Another tool for navigating emotional roadblocks is reframing. Emotions like fear or frustration can be reinterpreted as signs of growth. Fear, for instance, often arises when you're stepping into the unknown, a necessary part of transformation. Instead of seeing it as a warning to stop, view it as evidence that you're moving forward. As you confront limiting beliefs and emotional roadblocks, it's crucial to extend compassion to yourself. Too often, people approach self-transformation with harsh self-criticism, believing that shame or guilt will motivate change. In reality, these emotions often lead to paralysis or burnout. Self-compassion is not about excusing mistakes or avoiding accountability. It's about recognizing your humanity, the fact that everyone struggles, stumbles, and grows at their own pace. When you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a supportive inner environment that fosters resilience and perseverance. Practice self-compassion by 1. Acknowledging your struggles, without judgment. Instead of saying, "I should be doing better," try, "This is hard, and I'm doing my best." 2. Reframing setbacks. As learning opportunities, every mistake is a step toward greater awareness and wisdom. 3. Celebrating small victories. No matter how minor they seem, each step forward is proof of your progress. The weight of the climb doesn't lessen overnight. Transformation requires emotional endurance, the ability to persist through discomfort, uncertainty, and setbacks. This endurance isn't innate. It's a skill you can develop through consistent effort. One way to build emotional endurance is by gradually expanding your comfort zone. Start with small challenges that push you just beyond what feels easy. As you succeed, you'll build confidence and resilience, preparing you for larger obstacles. Another key is cultivating a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth and remind you of your potential when the climb feels too steep. Whether it's friends, family, or a mentor, having someone to lean on can make all the difference. Perhaps the most important lesson of this chapter is that struggle is not the enemy. It's a necessary part of the journey, shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. Every time you confront a limiting belief or navigate an emotional roadblock, you're proving to yourself that you can handle the weight of the climb. Remember, the mountain may feel heavy, but it's not immovable. With each step, you grow stronger, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to shrink. Trust in your ability to carry the weight, and you'll discover that the climb, challenging as it is also profoundly rewarding. The summit may still be distant, but with every step forward, you're not just moving closer to it, you're becoming the kind of person who can reach it. Chapter 4. Excavating the Truth. Self-transformation isn't just about changing who you are. It's about uncovering who you've always been beneath the layers of fear, doubt, and societal conditioning. Like an archaeologist uncovering an ancient treasure, the journey requires patience, care, and a willingness to dig deep. To truly change, you must first excavate the truth, uncovering the root causes of your self-sabotage and building self-awareness as the foundation for lasting transformation. Self-sabotage is rarely random. It is often rooted in experiences, beliefs, or patterns that took shape long before you were aware of them. To address self-sabotage, you must trace its origins and understand why it exists. Start by asking yourself, what purpose does my self-sabotage serve? This may seem counterintuitive, but self-sabotage often arises as a misguided form of protection. For example, if you procrastinate, it might be because you fear failure or success. If you avoid relationships, it might stem from past pain and a desire to protect yourself from being hurt again. If you criticize yourself harshly, it may be an attempt to push yourself toward a perfection you believe will earn acceptance. These behaviors, while destructive, often stem from unmet needs or unresolved wounds. By identifying the root cause, you can begin to address the need directly rather than through harmful patterns. A helpful exercise is to trace the pattern back to its earliest memory. For instance, if you have a fear of speaking up, reflect on when you first felt silenced. Was it in childhood? In a specific relationship? By connecting the dots, you gain insight into how and why the pattern formed. One of the most powerful tools in excavating the truth is the practice of asking why. When you notice a behavior or thought pattern, don't stop at the surface. Dig deeper by questioning it repeatedly. For example, why do I avoid taking risks? Because I fear failing. Why do I fear failing? Because I think failure means I'm not good enough. Why do I believe that failure defines my worth? Because I learned as a child that mistakes were punished, not embraced. This process helps you move beyond superficial answers and uncover the underlying truth. It's not always easy. Peeling back the layers of your mind can reveal uncomfortable truths, but it's essential for real growth. If the root causes of self-sabotage are the hidden forces shaping your actions, self-awareness is the flashlight that illuminates them. Without awareness, you remain trapped in cycles of behavior that feel automatic and uncontrollable. With awareness, you gain the power to choose differently. Self-awareness begins with observation. Instead of rushing through your days on autopilot, take time to notice your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Consider keeping a journal where you document moments when you felt triggered or upset. Patterns of behavior that seem to repeat, especially in challenging situations. Thoughts or beliefs that arise when you face obstacles. Over time, this practice will reveal the patterns that govern your life. You'll begin to see connections between your triggers, beliefs, and actions, and you'll gain clarity about where change is needed. Excavating the truth can be a painful process. As you uncover the roots of your struggles, it's easy to fall into self-criticism or regret, lamenting past mistakes, or blaming yourself for not changing sooner. But self-awareness without self-compassion is a trap. It keeps you stuck in shame rather than propelling you forward. Approach your discoveries with kindness. Instead of judging yourself for past actions, acknowledge that you were doing the best you could with the understanding you had at the time. Each layer you uncover is not a flaw, but a step toward freedom. When you notice a pattern of self-sabotage, reframe it as an opportunity. Instead of saying, "Why do I keep making this mistake?" ask, "What can I learn from this pattern?" Instead of, "I'm so broken," think, "I'm on the path to healing." This shift in perspective not only fosters growth, but also builds the resilience needed to keep excavating deeper truths. As you uncover the roots of self-sabotage and gain self-awareness, you may realize that some beliefs, behaviors, or relationships no longer serve you. Letting go of these can feel like losing a part of yourself, but in truth, it's an act of liberation. Think of your transformation as pruning a tree. By removing dead branches, outdated beliefs, toxic relationships, or unhelpful habits, you make space for new growth. Letting go is not about rejecting your past. It's about honoring it as a stepping stone toward your future. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to out of fear rather than choice? What would my life look like if I released this belief or pattern? Letting go is rarely easy. It requires trust in your ability to thrive without the things that once felt essential. But as you shed these burdens, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with your true self. The truth is not always comfortable, but it is always empowering. By uncovering the roots of your self-sabotage and building self-awareness, you are reclaiming your power to shape your life. No longer controlled by hidden forces, you are free to choose with intention and purpose. Excavating the truth is an ongoing process. There will always be deeper layers to explore, new patterns to uncover, and greater awareness to achieve. But each step you take brings you closer to the core of who you are, a self that is whole, capable, and resilient. In the end, the act of excavation is not about finding perfection. It's about finding freedom. The freedom to live authentically, love deeply, and pursue your highest potential without the weight of unexamined beliefs holding you back. That freedom is worth every ounce of effort you put into the climb. Chapter 5. Mastering Emotional Resilience. Transformation is not a straight line but a winding path, full of surprises, setbacks, and steep ascents. On this journey, your ability to navigate emotions, especially the difficult ones, determines how far you can go. Emotional resilience is the skill of turning pain into progress, setbacks into stepping stones, and challenges into opportunities for growth. It is not about avoiding emotions but mastering them, using their energy to fuel your climb rather than weigh you down. Negative emotions are often viewed as obstacles to happiness or success. Fear, anger, sadness, frustration. These are feelings many people try to suppress, ignore, or escape. Yet these emotions carry valuable messages and powerful energy. The key to mastering emotional resilience lies in transforming them into catalysts for growth. Start by seeing emotions as signals, not judgments. When you feel fear, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're stepping into the unknown, a place ripe for transformation. When you feel anger, it's often a sign that a boundary has been crossed or a value has been challenged. When sadness arises, it's calling you to reflect, release, or recalibrate. To harness the growth potential of emotions, 1. Acknowledge them without resistance. Instead of suppressing or denying your feelings, allow yourself to experience them fully. For example, say, "I feel scared right now," or "I'm frustrated because things aren't going as planned." Naming the emotion is the first step to understanding it. 2. Ask what the emotion is teaching you. Negative emotions often reveal areas where healing or change is needed. Fear might teach you to prepare more thoroughly. Anger might push you to set stronger boundaries. Sadness might prompt you to let go of what no longer serves you. 3. Channel the energy constructively. Emotions carry energy, and when used wisely, this energy can drive positive action. For example, let frustration motivate you to find a creative solution. Let fear inspire you to take calculated risks. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to understand, manage, and use your emotions, and to navigate the emotions of others. It's a cornerstone of emotional resilience and an essential tool for self-transformation. Building EQ involves developing 4 key skills. 1. Self-awareness. The foundation of emotional intelligence is understanding your own emotions. Pay attention to your emotional triggers and patterns. Notice how your feelings influence your thoughts and actions. 2. Self-regulation. This is the ability to manage your emotions, especially in challenging situations. It's not about suppressing feelings, but responding to them in a way that aligns with your values and goals. For example, instead of lashing out in anger, take a deep breath and respond thoughtfully. 3. Empathy. Emotional resilience isn't just about managing your own emotions. It's also about understanding and connecting with others. Empathy helps you see the world from someone else's perspective, fostering compassion and deeper relationships. 4. Social skills. Effective communication, conflict resolution, and collaboration are all part of emotional intelligence. These skills help you build strong, supportive connections that sustain you through challenges. As you cultivate emotional intelligence, you'll find that life's difficulties no longer feel like insurmountable obstacles. Instead, they become opportunities to practice your skills, deepen your understanding, and grow stronger. One of the most powerful tools for emotional resilience is the ability to reframe struggles. Reframing doesn't mean denying the difficulty of your experiences. It means choosing to see them through a lens of growth and possibility. For example, instead of seeing failure as a dead end, view it as a lesson that brings you closer to success. Instead of interpreting rejection as proof of your inadequacy, see it as redirection toward something better aligned with your values. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by setbacks, remind yourself that resilience is built in the face of challenges, not their absence. Reframing shifts your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. It reminds you that while you may not control what happens to you, you always have the power to choose your response. Mastering emotional resilience requires practice. Here are some strategies to strengthen your emotional muscles. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present, observe your emotions without judgment, and respond with clarity. Daily meditation, or even a few moments of focused breathing, can help you cultivate this skill. 2. Develop a gratitude practice. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. This perspective fosters optimism and emotional balance. 3. Seek meaning in challenges. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, wrote about the human capacity to find meaning even in suffering. Ask yourself, what can this experience teach me? Or, how can I grow from this? 4. Create a toolbox of coping strategies. These might include journaling, talking to a trusted friend, exercising, or engaging in creative activities. Having go-to methods for processing emotions makes it easier to navigate difficult times. 5. Set boundaries. Protecting your emotional energy is a vital part of resilience. Learn to say no to situations or people that drain you, and prioritize activities that replenish your well-being. When you master emotional resilience, you gain freedom. Freedom from being controlled by your feelings, freedom to face life's challenges with confidence, and freedom to pursue your highest potential without fear of failure or rejection. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you won't feel pain or struggle. It means you'll no longer be defined or defeated by them. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but they are not your enemy. They are your guides, your teachers, and your sources of strength. By learning to navigate them with wisdom and grace, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire others to do the same. At the heart of emotional resilience is a simple truth. You are stronger than you think. Life will throw its storms your way, but with each one, you have the opportunity to rise, weather it, and emerge more powerful than before. The weight of the climb may be heavy, but your emotional resilience is the force that carries you upward, step by step, toward the summit of your potential. Chapter 6. Overcoming the False Summit. Every transformative journey comes with moments of hope and triumph, where the summit feels within reach. You've worked hard, overcome challenges, and started to see progress. But then it happens, the false summit. That moment when you think you've arrived, only to realize there's still more mountain to climb. It's disheartening, even overwhelming, and many people falter here. However, it's also one of the most powerful opportunities for growth if you learn to navigate it wisely. The path to transformation is rarely linear. Just when you feel you've made progress, life has a way of testing you, throwing unexpected challenges or stagnation into your path. These are the setbacks and plateaus that define the false summit. Setbacks can feel like failure. You break a habit you thought you'd conquered. A project you poured your heart into falls apart. A relationship that seemed strong faces unexpected tension. Plateaus, on the other hand, can feel like you're stuck. Despite your efforts, progress slows or halts altogether. The excitement of initial breakthroughs fades into monotony. You begin to doubt whether you're capable of reaching your goals. These moments can be discouraging, but they're not signs that you've failed. They're reminders that growth is a journey, not a destination. The key is learning how to approach them with resilience and perspective. The false summit isn't just a frustrating detour, it's a vital part of the transformation process. These moments test your commitment, clarify your purpose, and deepen your understanding of yourself. 1. They reveal hidden weaknesses. Setbacks often highlight areas where you still need growth. For example, if stress leads you to fall back into old habits, it's a sign to develop stronger coping mechanisms. 2. They strengthen your resolve. Overcoming a false summit builds resilience and mental toughness. Each time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you're capable of enduring and thriving. 3. They teach humility. Plateaus and setbacks remind you that mastery takes time and effort. They keep you grounded, preventing overconfidence and encouraging lifelong learning. The way you interpret a setback determines whether it becomes a roadblock or a stepping stone. Instead of seeing it as a failure, view it as feedback, a chance to adjust your approach and try again. 1. Detach from perfectionism. Transformation isn't about being flawless. It's about progress. Embrace the idea that missteps are natural and necessary. As the saying goes, smooth seas do not make skilled sailors. 2. Ask empowering questions. When faced with a setback, shift your focus from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What can I learn from this? And how can I grow stronger?" 3. Celebrate the effort, not just the result. Even if you stumble, acknowledge the courage it took to try. Each attempt brings you closer to success. Plateaus are trickier to manage because they don't come with the drama of setbacks. They're quieter, more subtle, and can slowly erode your motivation. To navigate a plateau, you need to reframe stagnation as an opportunity for reflection and recalibration. 1. Focus on consistency over intensity. Transformation isn't always about dramatic breakthroughs. It's about showing up every day. Trust that small, consistent actions compound over time, even if progress feels invisible. 2. Revisit your goals. Sometimes plateaus occur because you've lost sight of your why. Reflect on your original vision. Are your current actions aligned with your deepest values and desires? 3. Experiment and adapt. A plateau might signal the need for a new approach. If your current strategies aren't yielding results, try something different. For example, if your fitness routine feels stale, explore a new activity. If your career feels stagnant, seek opportunities for skill development or mentorship. Resilience is your greatest ally when facing the false summit. It's the ability to persevere, adapt, and maintain hope even when progress feels slow or non-existent. Building resilience involves 1. Embracing a growth mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as signs of inadequacy, view them as opportunities to develop your skills and character. 2. Practicing self-compassion. Speak to yourself with kindness, especially in moments of struggle. Remind yourself that everyone encounters setbacks. It's part of being human. 3. Leaning on your support network. Transformation isn't a solo journey. Surround yourself with people who uplift, encourage, and remind you of your potential. The fear of failure often looms large at the false summit. But what if failure isn't the opposite of success? What if it's a prerequisite? Many of history's greatest successes were born from failure. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job but went on to become a global icon. J.K. Rowling faced countless rejections before Harry Potter became a phenomenon. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the absence of failure, it's the willingness to keep going. When you reframe failure as feedback, you strip it of its power to derail you. Once you've navigated a setback or plateau, it's time to regain momentum. Here's how. 1. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how small. Each victory reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed. 2. Set short-term goals. Breaking your journey into smaller milestones makes it less overwhelming and more achievable. 3. Reignite your passion. Remind yourself of the reasons you began this journey. Visualize the life you're working toward, and let that vision fuel your determination. The fall summit may not be what you expected or wanted, but it's exactly what you need. It teaches patience, builds resilience, and forces you to dig deeper into your reserves of strength and determination. Each fall summit prepares you for the real peak, sharpening your focus and strengthening your resolve. When you finally stand at the true summit, you'll look back on these moments not with resentment, but with gratitude. You'll see how the fall summits shaped you, molded you, and prepared you to claim the life you've been striving for. Remember, the journey isn't just about reaching the top. It's about becoming the kind of person who can climb the mountain. Chapter 7. The Tools of Transformation. Transformation is not a spontaneous event. It is a deliberate process requiring tools, strategies, and practices that enable you to shape your habits, refine your mindset, and align your actions with your aspirations. Just as a skilled artisan relies on their tools to create something extraordinary, you too must equip yourself with the tools that foster lasting growth. These tools aren't just techniques, they're pathways to self-mastery, helping you break destructive habits, cultivate meaningful rituals, and design a life of purpose and alignment. The first step toward transformation often involves dismantling what no longer serves you. Destructive habits, whether subtle or overt, keep you tethered to the version of yourself you're striving to outgrow. To break these habits, you must first understand their nature. 1. Identify the triggers. Destructive habits don't exist in isolation. They are often tied to specific triggers: stress, boredom, fear, or social pressures. Begin by observing when and why you engage in the habit. For example, do you procrastinate when you feel overwhelmed? Do you overindulge when seeking comfort? Awareness of these patterns is the first tool in your arsenal. 2. Replace. Don't just remove. Breaking a habit isn't simply about stopping it. It's about replacing it with something constructive. If stress drives you to unhealthy coping mechanisms, replace them with practices like deep breathing, journaling, or going for a walk. 3. Create friction for bad habits. Make it harder to engage in behaviors you're trying to leave behind. For instance, if mindless scrolling on your phone is a distraction, leave your device in another room during focused work periods. 4. Start small, but stay consistent. Big changes are often intimidating, but small incremental steps are sustainable. Instead of vowing to overhaul your life overnight, focus on one habit at a time and build on each success. Breaking destructive habits requires patience and persistence. Remember, every time you resist an old pattern, you're strengthening the neural pathways that support your new identity. While breaking habits clears the path, building empowering rituals sets the direction for your journey. Daily rituals anchor you, offering a sense of stability while propelling you toward your goals. 1. Morning rituals for intention. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Cultivate a morning routine that aligns your mind, body, and spirit. This might include mindfulness practices like meditation, setting daily intentions, or engaging in movement to energize your body. 2. Evening rituals for reflection. The close of your day is an opportunity to reflect, recalibrate, and prepare for tomorrow. Journaling, Practicing gratitude or engaging in a calming activity helps you wind down while reinforcing your progress. 3. Anchor habits to existing routines. One of the easiest ways to establish a new habit is to tie it to something you already do. For instance, if you want to practice affirmations, recite them while brushing your teeth. If you want to stretch daily, do it right after your morning coffee. 4. Celebrate the small wins. Every time you complete a ritual, acknowledge it. This reinforces the habit and strengthens your motivation to continue. Transformation is the accumulation of these small, consistent efforts. Transformation doesn't rely solely on willpower. It thrives on systems. A well-designed system removes the guesswork and ensures you're consistently moving toward your goals. 1. Clarify your priorities. Transformation often requires saying no to good opportunities to make space for the best ones. Define what matters most to you and let those priorities guide your actions. 2. Set clear, actionable goals. Vague aspirations like be healthier or find success lack the specificity needed for progress. Instead, define measurable goals. Exercise 3 times a week, or write 500 words daily. Clear goals act as signposts on your journey. 3. Track your progress. Regularly measuring your efforts keeps you accountable and motivated. Whether it's a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, tracking helps you see how far you've come and where you need to adjust. 4. Create an environment that supports growth. Your surroundings play a significant role in your transformation. Surround yourself with people who inspire and encourage you. Arrange your physical space to minimize distractions and promote focus. While tools and strategies are vital, true transformation also requires inner work. This is where you confront your fears, align with your values, and embody the person you want to become. 1. Develop self-trust. Trust is the foundation of transformation. Trust that you can handle challenges, that you're capable of change, and that your efforts will pay off. Strengthen this trust by keeping promises to yourself, no matter how small. 2. Cultivate patience. Transformation is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be moments when progress feels slow or invisible. Trust the process and remind yourself that growth takes time. 3. Embrace discomfort. Growth often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. Instead of avoiding discomfort, see it as a sign that you're on the right path. 4. Reconnect with your why. When motivation wanes, return to the reason you began this journey. What drives you? What vision are you working toward? Your why is your greatest source of fuel. As you break destructive habits, build empowering rituals, and implement supportive systems, you'll begin to notice something extraordinary: momentum. Momentum is the compound effect of consistent effort, and it's one of the most powerful forces in transformation. When momentum is on your side, progress feels natural and almost effortless. Small victories lead to larger ones, creating a virtuous cycle. Challenges feel less intimidating because you're equipped to handle them. Momentum doesn't just carry you forward, it transforms your identity. The person who once struggled to make changes becomes someone who thrives in the process. The tools of transformation are not one size fits all. They are flexible, adaptable, and deeply personal. The more you use them, the more skilled you become at designing a life that reflects your highest potential. Remember, tools alone don't create change. You do. It's your willingness to pick them up, to use them consistently, and to adapt them to your unique journey that makes transformation possible. As you master these tools, you'll discover that the power to transform your life has always been within you. The tools simply reveal and amplify that power, helping you become the person you've always been capable of being. Chapter 8. Reaching the Peak. After what feels like an eternity of effort, struggle, and perseverance, you find yourself standing at a moment of profound clarity, the peak of your transformative journey. It's not necessarily the final destination, but it's a place where you pause to breathe, to look back at the path you've climbed, and to recognize how far you've come. This chapter is about acknowledging that moment, embracing the new version of yourself, and harnessing the self-trust and confidence you've built to shape a future of lasting change. The journey to transformation is, at its core, a process of learning to trust yourself. Trust that you can make decisions aligned with your values. Trust that you can weather challenges without breaking, and trust that your growth is real and sustainable. Self-trust isn't given, it's earned through action and reflection. Each step you've taken, no matter how small, has been a testament to your commitment to change. It's in the moments when you faced fear and acted anyway, when you fell but got back up, and when you chose to move forward despite uncertainty. To cultivate this trust even further, ask yourself, 1. What promises have I kept to myself? Whether it's following through on a daily habit or pursuing a long-term goal, honoring your commitments strengthens your inner confidence. 2. How have I adapted to challenges? Reflecting on your resilience reminds you of your ability to face adversity. 3. What have I learned about myself? Growth isn't just about external progress. It's about understanding who you are and what you're capable of. Self-trust becomes a foundation for future growth. It allows you to approach life with courage, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll navigate it with grace and determination. True confidence isn't arrogance. It's a quiet, grounded assurance in your abilities and worth. It's the knowledge that you are enough, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you've become. The climb has taught you invaluable lessons about resilience, persistence, and adaptability. These lessons have reshaped how you see yourself and the world. Confidence flows from this new perspective. It allows you to 1. Take bold action. You're no longer paralyzed by fear of failure. Instead, you see risks as opportunities for growth. 2. Set healthy boundaries. Confidence gives you the strength to say no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what aligns with your vision. 3. Inspire others. Your transformation becomes a beacon of hope for those still on their journey. Confidence isn't static. It grows as you continue to challenge yourself and honor your progress. Celebrate it as one of the greatest gifts of your transformation. Reaching the peak doesn't mean the journey is over. It's a milestone, not an endpoint. The true power of transformation lies in sustaining the changes you've made and building upon them. 1. Reflect on your journey. Take time to review the path you've walked. What were the pivotal moments? What habits, mindsets, or relationships were instrumental in your growth? Reflection not only deepens your gratitude, but also reinforces the lessons you've learned. 2. Redefine success. Transformation often shifts your values and priorities. What does success mean to you now? It might no longer be about external achievements, but about inner peace, meaningful connections, or living authentically. 3. Commit to continuous growth. The peak is a vantage point, not a final resting place. From here, you can see new horizons to explore and new challenges to embrace. Growth is a lifelong journey, and each peak reveals another waiting to be climbed. Sustaining your growth requires vigilance and intention. It's easy to slip back into old patterns or become complacent after achieving success. To stay at the peak, you must remain mindful and proactive. 1. Guard against self-sabotage. Success can trigger subconscious fears of unworthiness or failure. Stay alert to thoughts or behaviors that undermine your progress and address them with compassion and awareness. 2. Stay connected to your why. Your purpose is the anchor that keeps you grounded. Revisit it often to remind yourself of what matters most. 3. Adapt to new challenges. Growth doesn't shield you from life's difficulties, but it equips you to face them with resilience. View each challenge as a chance to deepen your strength and wisdom. One of the most profound realizations at the peak is that the journey itself is the reward. The climb, the sweat, the struggle, the breakthroughs wasn't just a means to an end. It was the transformation. The person you were at the start could not have imagined the depth of courage, creativity, and determination you would discover within yourself. The peak isn't about being perfect or reaching a mythical, final form. It's about recognizing that you are always evolving, always learning, and always capable of more than you once believed. Celebration is an essential part of transformation. It reinforces your progress and fuels your motivation to continue. But celebration isn't just about grand gestures. It's about gratitude for the small moments that make up the journey. 1. Celebrate yourself. Honor your efforts, your resilience, and your growth. You've earned this moment of reflection and pride. 2. Celebrate with others. Share your journey with those who supported you. Their encouragement and love were part of your transformation. 3. Celebrate the possibilities ahead. The peak is a reminder of what's possible. If you could achieve this, what else might you be capable of? The peak of transformation isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. It's about shedding the layers of doubt, fear, and limitation that once held you back and stepping into your authentic power. From this vantage point, you can see how every challenge, every setback, and every victory contributed to your growth. You've proven to yourself that transformation is possible, not because you changed overnight, but because you showed up day after day, even when it was hard. Now, standing at the peak, you hold the tools, the wisdom, and the confidence to create a life that aligns with your deepest values. You are not the same person who began this journey. You are stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the limitless potential within you. This is your peak. Savor it, celebrate it, and then, when you're ready, set your sights on the next horizon. The journey continues. Chapter 9. The View from the Top. Reaching the summit of transformation is not merely about conquering challenges or achieving goals. It's about gaining a perspective you never imagined possible. Standing at the peak, you have the rare opportunity to look back on the path you've traveled, the struggles, triumphs, and lessons that shaped your journey, and look ahead at the infinite potential your growth has unlocked. This moment isn't the end. It's a powerful vantage point where reflection meets renewal. Transformation is not linear. The path was marked by unexpected turns, steep climbs, and moments when it felt easier to turn back. Yet, every obstacle was a part of your evolution, and every step you took was essential to your progress. 1. The power of hindsight. From the top, the moments of struggle that once seemed insurmountable now appear as pivotal learning experiences. They taught you resilience, creativity, and adaptability. Reflecting on them, you realize they weren't barriers. They were stepping stones. 2. Revisiting your why. Why did you begin this journey? What motivated you to step out of your comfort zone and face your fears? The clarity you have now allows you to see how your why evolved over time, deepening in meaning as you grew. 3. Acknowledging your growth. Pause to recognize the person you've become. The self-doubt, limiting beliefs, and fear that once defined, you have been replaced by self-trust, confidence, and purpose. You've proven to yourself that you are capable of profound change. Reflection isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about learning from it. It's a chance to celebrate how far you've come and to carry those lessons forward with you. Standing at the peak, gratitude takes on a new significance. It's not just a feeling. It's a practice that anchors you in the present moment and amplifies your joy. 1. Gratitude for yourself. Celebrate your courage, discipline, and perseverance. Acknowledge the inner strength that brought you here. 2. Gratitude for others. Transformation is rarely a solo journey. Whether it was a mentor, a friend, or even a challenge that tested your resolve, the people and circumstances around you played a role in your growth. 3. Gratitude for the process. Even the hardest parts of the journey had purpose. The failures taught you resilience, the detours revealed new perspectives, and the successes fueled your momentum. Gratitude transforms how you view the past and the present. It shifts your focus from what was difficult to what was meaningful, reminding you that even the most challenging paths hold treasures of growth. The view from the top is exhilarating, but it's also a moment of reckoning. How do you sustain the progress you've made? How do you continue to grow while honoring the transformation you've already achieved? 1. Revisit your vision. The goals that guided you at the beginning may no longer resonate as deeply. Standing at the peak, you have the clarity to redefine what success and fulfillment mean to you now. 2. Set new challenges. Growth doesn't stop when you reach a milestone. New challenges keep you engaged, curious, and evolving. Ask yourself, what's the next mountain to climb? What skills or qualities do you want to develop? 3. Commit to lifelong learning. Transformation isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong process. Stay open to new ideas, experiences, and opportunities for growth. Sustaining your motivation requires a balance of gratitude for what you've accomplished and excitement for what lies ahead. The journey is never truly over, and that's a good thing. The peak is not just a place to pause and admire the view. It's where you gather strength for the next phase of your journey. Transformation doesn't end when you reach a goal. It becomes a way of life. 1. Align your actions with your values. The clarity you've gained allows you to live with greater intention. Each decision, big or small, becomes an opportunity to align with the person you've become. 2. Practice mindfulness. Staying present helps you appreciate the journey and the destination. Mindfulness keeps you grounded in the moment while remaining open to what's next. 3. Embody your growth. Transformation isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. Carry the lessons, habits, and perspectives you've cultivated into every aspect of your life. Your journey isn't just about you. The changes you've made and the wisdom you've gained have a ripple effect, influencing those around you in ways you may not even realize. 1. Inspiring others. Your story can be a source of hope and motivation for others who are just beginning their own transformation. Share your experiences, not as a prescription, but as proof that change is possible. 2. Leading by example. By living authentically and embracing your growth, you show others what's possible. Your actions speak louder than words, encouraging others to pursue their own paths of self-discovery. 3. Creating a positive impact. Transformation expands your capacity to contribute to the world. Whether it's through your relationships, your work, or your community, your growth enables you to make a difference. The view from the top is breathtaking, but it also reveals something profound. There are always more peaks to climb, more horizons to explore, and more depths within yourself to uncover. This isn't a call to restless striving. It's an invitation to embrace the joy of becoming. Each new challenge, each new goal, is an opportunity to continue your evolution, to deepen your self-awareness, and to live more fully. As you stand at the summit of this chapter of your life, take a moment to savor the view. Reflect on the path you've traveled, celebrate the person you've become, and look forward to the possibilities ahead. The peak is not the end, it's the beginning of a new journey. Transformation is not about arriving, it's about becoming. It's about recognizing that the most meaningful destination is not a place, but a state of being. One where you are aligned with your values, connected to your purpose, and fully alive in the moment. You've reached the peak, and now, with gratitude and courage, you're ready to take the next step. The journey continues, and so do you. Chapter 10. Becoming the mountain. The final chapter of this transformative journey isn't about crossing a finish line. It's about embodying the very essence of what you've learned. The mountain you've climbed, with its steep inclines and rocky terrains, has shaped you into someone new. But as you stand at the peak, you realize that true transformation is not something you leave behind. It's something you take with you and become. To become the mountain means to integrate all your growth, wisdom, and resilience into your everyday life. It's the practice of living as the person you have fought to become, embracing your power and authenticity in every step you take. Transformation is not about achieving perfection or being constantly in a state of peak performance. It's about showing up authentically and consistently, no matter what life brings your way. The mountain you've climbed is within you now. It's a part of your being, and it will continue to influence every action, thought, and decision you make moving forward. 1. Living with integrity. Embodying your growth means aligning your actions with your values. You no longer act out of fear, habit, or external validation. Every decision you make, from the smallest daily choices to the largest life decisions, reflects who you are becoming and what you believe in. Integrity becomes your guiding force, ensuring that the person you are on the inside matches the person you show the world. 2. Embracing authenticity. As you've shed old beliefs, fears, and limitations, you've uncovered your truest self. Now your challenge is to continue showing up in the world as that authentic version of yourself. Authenticity is not something you need to prove, it's simply who you are. When you live from this place, you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that are in alignment with your true self. 3. Cultivating presence. The mountain teaches you the power of being present. When you are truly engaged in the moment, you're not bound by past regrets or future anxieties. You live fully in each step you take, whether it's in a conversation, a decision, or a quiet moment of reflection. Being present is a constant practice, but it is also a gateway to deeper connection, fulfillment, and growth. As you embody the lessons of your journey, you become an example of what is possible for others. Your transformation is not just about personal growth. It has the power to inspire and lift up those around you. 1. Leading by example. The most profound way to inspire others is through your actions. When people see you living from a place of authenticity, resilience, and wisdom, they are naturally drawn to your example. You don't need to preach or teach in grandiose ways. Simply living your truth can inspire others to step into their own power. 2. Being a source of hope. Your story is one of overcoming, of resilience, and of the unwavering belief that transformation is possible. When you share your journey with others, you offer them the hope that they too can change, grow, and live a life of purpose. The challenges you faced, the doubts you overcame, and the victories you celebrated become a beacon for others navigating their own struggles. 3. Creating a ripple effect. True transformation doesn't just end with you, it creates a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. When you change, you shift the energy in your relationships, your work, and your community. As you grow into the person you were always meant to be, you inspire others to do the same. Your transformation, in essence, becomes a catalyst for collective growth. Becoming the mountain means living with purpose and meaning. It's the conscious choice to pursue a life that reflects your deepest values and desires, rather than following the path that others have set for you. 1. Aligning with your vision. The transformation you've undergone has given you the clarity to see what truly matters to you. You now know your vision for your life, not just in terms of achievements or goals, but in terms of fulfillment, connection, and impact. Each step you take is guided by this vision, and every decision becomes a conscious effort to align your actions with what you believe in. 2. Serving a greater purpose. As you embody your transformation, you begin to see your role in the larger picture. Life is not just about personal success or individual happiness. It's about contributing to something greater than yourself. Whether through your work, your relationships, or your community, you can begin to see how your growth allows you to serve and impact others in meaningful ways. When you live with purpose, every action becomes an opportunity to make a difference. 3. Living fully. To become the mountain is to live in a way that honors every part of who you are. It means embracing joy and sorrow, success and failure, love and loss, as integral aspects of life. The mountain doesn't avoid the storms, it stands firm through them. Similarly, living fully means embracing all the facets of life, knowing that every experience contributes to your growth and understanding. While the view from the top is vast and inspiring, it's important to stay grounded. As you continue to grow and evolve, it can be easy to get caught up in the excitement of new possibilities. However, true strength lies in your ability to stay rooted in your values and stay connected to your authentic self. 1. Returning to your center. Life will continue to challenge you, and the climb may never be without its obstacles. But by staying grounded, you can navigate whatever comes your way with grace. Meditation, journaling, and regular self-reflection are ways to stay centered and connected to the deeper truths that guide your journey. 2. Embracing humility. As you climb higher and achieve more, it's important to remember that transformation is a lifelong process. Humility allows you to remain open to new lessons, even when you've come so far. You recognize that no matter how much you grow, there is always more to learn, more to experience, and more to become. 3. Nurturing your inner peace. Being grounded means cultivating inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. The more at peace you are within, the less swayed you'll be by the distractions, judgments, or pressures from the outside world. Becoming the mountain is not a destination. It's a continuous evolution. The growth you've achieved so far is only the beginning. Every day, you have the opportunity to further embody the wisdom, strength, and authenticity that you've worked so hard to cultivate. As you stand on the peak of your transformation, remember that the journey never ends. The mountain isn't just something you climb, it's something you become, and it's always with you, wherever you go. Transformation is a lifelong commitment, and as you continue to evolve, you will encounter new peaks to climb, new challenges to face, and new depths of self-awareness to explore. But now, equipped with the strength, wisdom, and clarity gained from your journey, you are ready to embrace whatever comes next. And as you do, you inspire others to begin their own climbs, showing them that the mountains they face are not obstacles, but opportunities to become the person they are meant to be. Becoming the mountain means becoming unshakable. It means standing firm, not because the world is perfect, but because you are. And from this place of strength, there is nothing you cannot overcome. Conclusion. In the end, the journey of transformation is not about reaching a final destination, but about continuously becoming the person you are destined to be. It is a process of shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation, and embracing the power within you to create, evolve, and inspire. The mountain you climb is not just an external challenge, but a reflection of the internal growth that shapes your reality. As you embody the lessons of resilience, authenticity, and purpose, you not only elevate your own life, but ignite a ripple of change in the world around you. The true power lies not in overcoming the mountain, but in becoming one with it, standing firm in your truth, embracing the full spectrum of your humanity, and inspiring others to do the same. The climb may be long, and the path may twist and turn, but with each step, you become more aligned with who you are meant to be. And as you ascend, you realize that the greatest victory is not the peak, but the transformation that happens along the way.